Yo, last night on Monday Night Raw, Braun Breaker cut one of the worst promos in WWE history. I told you guys, Braun Breaker has the greatest spear in the history of the WWE, in my opinion. But other than that, all he does is come out and say, "Do I hear any dogs barking out there?" Roo, 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 roo. Last night proved that Braun Breaker is not a superstar and he has a lot to work on, man. I guess Triple H has been watching my videos, man, because I've been saying all year that Braun Breaker is not good on the mic, right? Which is why you very rarely see Braun Breaker cut a promo on the mic. So last night, Braun Breaker cut his first promo of 2025. Think about that, guys. We're in July. We're almost in August. And this is the first on-mic promo that Braun Breaker has cut the entire year, right? So he snatches the microphone from Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was trying to give the mic to Seth Rollins to cut a promo and start off the show. Braun Breaker snatches the mic and he pretty much crashes out on Sami Zayn, right? And in the middle of when he's talking, his voice cracked, right? And when his voice cracked, he kind of sounded like Mickey Mouse. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, guys, is Braun Breaker has a very high-pitched voice, right? That's why his voice cracked. Obviously, he was nervous. He's not used to cutting promos on the mic. He's just used to barking like an idiot. And his voice cracked, man. He was trying to make his voice sound deeper than what it really is. And you know what's funny about this is his uncle, Scott Steiner. Shout out to Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. He has a very high-pitched voice. So I guess the Mickey Mouse voice runs in the Steiner family. And I was seeing a lot of people say in the comments that Braun Breaker's bad, mic skills runs in the Steiner family. I highly disagree with that, right? I've heard a lot of people say that they think that Scott Steiner used to give bad promos. First of all, that's a lie. Scott Steiner was hilarious, bro. Scott Steiner used to do these promos where he would act like he's a pimp, right? I remember there was one episode where Scott Steiner just absolutely roasted the hell out of Ric Flair, man, to the point where Ric Flair actually cried, bro. Like, he was talking about how wrinkly Ric Flair's skin is, and Ric Flair actually cried because of that, bro. Like, Scott Steiner was ruthless, bro. Scott Steiner, like, he wasn't the best on the mic, but he definitely wasn't the worst. He was solid, man. Scott Steiner was hilarious. I think he was entertaining. And he used to just, the reason why people don't like Scott Steiner when he was on the mic is because Scott Steiner used to go off script, right? He used to come out, grab the microphone, and he used to pretty much just freestyle. He used to say stuff that he wasn't supposed to say, and, he would get in trouble for that, right? But, we're not going to sit here and disrespect Scott and Rick Steiner, man. Those guys were not bad on the mic. I'm gonna be honest, Braun Breaker should take some notes from his uncle, man. He should, talk to Scott Steiner and have Scott Steiner work with him on talking, on being more comfortable talking on the mic. And guys, you can't blame Braun Breaker for freezing up last night because he barely cuts promos. If you're not used to doing something, right, on a regular basis, and you decide to do it for the first time in six or 8 months, of course you're gonna make a mistake. It's just like a wrestler coming back from an injury and botching a move. You have to get used to doing something, man. So I want to see Braun Breaker cut more promos, man. Because if you notice, after his voice cracked, he recovered, right? He was able to start talking again. He finished his point, and he did a decent job, man. His promo, like I guess I'm over exaggerating when I said it was one of the worst promos in WWE history, but he has a lot to improve on, right? And the more that we see Braun Breaker talk on the mic, he's only gonna get better, right? Like, bro, listen, talking on the mic is Braun Breaker's biggest weakness, right? He's extremely athletic, greatest spear in WWE history. He's great in the ring. The dude is a beast. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happens when you put a wrestler like Braun Breaker in a box. Triple H has put Braun Breaker in a box, and for some strange reason, like I said, I guess Triple H's been watching my videos, he decided to take Braun Breaker out of the box last night and have him work on things that he should have been working on. Braun Breaker's already been on the main roster for almost 3 years. Why is this Bron Breakker's second or third promo on the mic in 3 years? Because when Bron Breakker was in NXT and he was champion, he cut promos all the time and they were awful. So you already knew that this was his weakness when you decided to move him up to the main roster. Why not have him work on it, man? You know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is on the board of TKO. The Rock could help Bron Breakker get better on the mic. Because once Bron Breakker gets better on the mic, he's a superstar. He's a superstar. Let's just call it what it is, man. Bron Breakker, he has all of the potential to be just as good as Batista. Well, let's just call it what it is, man. You know, he in my opinion, I think he could be better than Goldberg because Goldberg is one-dimensional. You know, I think Bron Breakker is more athletic than Goldberg. I think he can do rings in a move that Goldberg can't do. Like that move that Bron Breakker does, where he jumps on the turnbuckle and then he flips the wrestler on the mat with his legs. Goldberg can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, Bron Breakker, is just, he's extremely athletic, man. But for too long, they have had his character play this guy that's just out of control. He just barks. He's always twitching. He's always moving from side to side. It's like this guy's head is gonna just blow up. You know what I'm saying? Calm down and channel all of that intensity into things that you need to work on, Bron Breakker. You have to get better with cutting promos on the mic, brother. You have to. You have to. And I'm sure Seth Rollins is trying to help him with that. But guys, look at how Seth Rollins was looking at Bron Breakker when his voice cracked. That was fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, yo, like Seth Rollins looked like he was genuinely concerned with Bron Breakker. Like, he was looking at Bron Breakker like, nigga, are you okay? Yo, let's talk about that, man. This group with Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed, it makes absolutely no sense. Bron Breakker is a two-time Intercontinental Champion, right? Why is he working with Seth Rollins? At this point in time, Bron Breakker should be going after the United States Championship. And after that, he should be going for one of the major titles. It doesn't make any sense for Bron Breakker to be working with Seth Rollins. Then you look at Bronson Reed's fat ass. Like guys, I don't understand how Braun Strowman got released from the WWE and you still have Bronson Reed. Like Bronson Reed is extremely fat. He's not in shape. And I'm pretty sure this guy is injuring people when he's doing that disgusting tsunami splash. Like, bro, you were just working with Solo Sikoa. Did you guys forget? Bronson Reed, just a year ago, he was pretending to be a fake Samoan. Like, he was just working with Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Now all of a sudden you're working with Seth Rollins. When last year, Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, they was wrestling each other all year. And Seth Rollins got the best of Bronson Reed most of the time. So why are you working with your enemy? We bro, see, this is what I'm talking about with Triple H. Nothing makes any sense. They didn't even explain, why Bronson Reed stopped working with Solo Sikoa. They didn't explain why Bron Breakker is working with Seth Rollins now. Nothing makes any sense, guys. This group makes absolutely no sense. It's so dumb. But shout out to Bron Breakker, man. I respect Bron Breakker for stepping out of his comfort zone and cutting that promo last night. I think it was absolutely hilarious. Everybody on Twitter was laughing at this shit. And Bron Breakker, man, just talk with your natural voice, bro. Talk with your natural high-pitched voice. It's okay. We know that your voice doesn't match how you look, right? And I think that's why Bron Breakker doesn't feel comfortable cutting promos, because, you know, his whole character is this intimidating, muscular dude. And then when you hear how light his voice is, when you hear that his voice sounds like Mickey Mouse and Michael Jackson, it's like, holy shit, that's how this guy sounds? Anyway, man, it's your boy Wavy, man. Subscribe, thumbs up the video, follow your boy, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm out.